Welcome back, everybody, to Catching Up with Cassie J. I am so happy to do this review for this Love and Hip Hop Miami reunion. This reunion is probably the most exciting part of the show. Besides the episode, when Trina was fighting with the people at the boot camp. And it's partly exciting because it was Trina again. Trina has given me life this season. I am here for Trina this season. So, we're just going to get right into this. As I said, this is for the reunion. This is the first part. I think it's only going to be 2 parts. I hope they don't drag this out for no 3 parts. There's no reason for them to drag it out for 3 parts. But nonetheless, we're going to jump right into it. Starting off with MJ and Amada. Okay, listen. I'm going to just say this. Okay, they talking about what is the status with MJ and Amada's relationship. Amada says that we are not together, as in we're not in a relationship, but we are still living in the same household. Where they do that at? What is that? What are you talking about? Like, when you were on the show and you kicked him out of the house, because you were saying that, oh, he's not contributing to the household, he not paying the bills, I'm taking care of everything. So you still taking care of old buddy? You still taking care of him? That's essentially what you're doing. If he's living with you in your house and he's not contributing and you're not in a relationship, so what are you getting out of him being in your house? What are we doing? I'm just wanting to know what's happening. So, that's okay. I don't understand. So that's what's going on. They are roommates. But roommates pay rent at least. And he's not paying no rent. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. So if you guys can figure out what it is, what is it called when you live with somebody and you don't pay no bills, let me know. Now, as they're talking to Amada and MJ, Shay is over there like being the irritating sister. I understand she's trying to give him like some tough love in a sense, but it's like, Shay, girl, I like you and all, but pipe down, honey. Pipe down. She over there like, man up. Man up. And I'm, what's the matter, girl? Calm down. What's going on? And she's just telling her brother, like, you need to move on. Like, she done told you what it is, and for you to be staying with her and y'all not in a relationship, like, you wasting your time. Move on. And she was like, Amada, it's cool and it's fine that you want somebody else. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not mad at you for wanting to be with somebody else, but my brother needs to move on from you. He don't need to be sitting here waiting around like a puppy dog for you. So my question is, maybe he's staying there because he don't have nowhere else to go. Are you opening up your place? Because I follow Shay on social media, and I seen that Shay was looking for her a place to stay. Like, she was looking for a new resident. Are you looking for more space so that MJ can have somewhere to stay with you? If not, I mean, you want him to man up and get a job, a regular 9 to 5, so that he can pay rent somewhere. Because I know it's high as hell to live in Miami. I'm just saying. Now, Bobby was feeling like it was wrong for, Amada to break up with MJ over the fact that something Annie had told her. You just come in the house and you just say, I done met with this girl, your ex from 10 years ago, and what she said is very relevant to me today, and that's it. To me, I'm like, no, I mean, yeah, I understand that he felt like it was wrong for her to do that, but if somebody can come and say something like that to you and you just break up with them, that means you were already on the edge anyway. For somebody to be able just to push you off that easily, you was already on the edge. Because if you was that solid and strong in your relationship, there was nothing that they could say to you that would just cause you to jump off that quickly without having any kind of conversation with them, being able to sit down and talk to them about it. You wouldn't just walk away that easily. Now, the argument gets heated on the stage because, of course, Prima Donna is still chiming in when Bobby mentions Annie, because she's like, Annie not here to defend herself. So it's like the part 2 of where they left off on the final episode when they was in the club. So basically, they have my favorite guy in the back, Kendall, to he was in the chill out room, as they call it. So when these people get on the stage, they get too heated, they take you in the back to try to cool your little asses off and to try to get some resolution and try to have conversations with you guys, because sometimes you just can't have it out there on the stage. So MJ goes to the back and talks with Kendall, and Kendall's like, so what was it that you were trying to say on stage that you could not say? And he was just basically telling him that I do love Amada and I want our relationship to work, and I support her in anything that she do, and I'm going to stand by her no matter what. Then they bring JoJo little funky ass back there for whatever reason, because she had been a part of the conversation. So I don't know why they felt the need to bring her back there. But then she comes back there trying to explain how, well, me and MJ was never in no kind of relationship. We didn't try to hook up or nothing. You know, I just seen him once. And my thing was, I was like, you had put out there like you and him, not that y'all were dating, but you tried to tell Amada that it was more to it. You was trying to portray that, oh, he was trying to hit on me before he met you. He been trying to get on this show. He been trying to get somebody from the cast. Now you gonna try to downplay it like, oh, it wasn't anything like that. It was just like a one text message. It was just like a one conversation. It was like a one and done situation. It was never an active pursuit. I'm like, JoJo, now that you and Amada cool, now you trying to downplay the situation. Go somewhere. I didn't want her to come back. I did not want her to come back. Now, they get into the Trina and Julian issue. And this is where things get heated. Like I said, Trina had that stage hot like Miami weather is all year long. Now, they give Julian his opportunity to address what it really was. Like, Julian, did you or did you not take money from Trina? Let the people know. He's up there like, so this is what it was. When somebody say, see, this is what it was, or see what had happened was, you lying. You are lying. Liar. And, I mean, he was just like, I didn't do it. Like, I didn't. I mean, y'all don't gotta be around me. I didn't do nothing. Okay, sir. So, did you get the money or not? Yeah, he got the money. But he swears that it had nothing to do with Trina at all. So, Trina goes off, of course. And Trina is basically just saying, like, she had been saying the whole show, no label, no executive, no nothing would have gave you that much money if my name was not associated with it. So she was like, whether it was for my project or if it was something to do with me, period, you owed me some of that money. Whether you owed me all of it or not, you owed me some of it, and you did not give me any of it. And I think that was the bigger picture of it. The reason why I feel like she was saying, oh, you owe me all of it now is because you don't went and got this money and you don't did whatever you wanted to do with it. And you didn't give me none of it. So it's like, okay, well, at this point, now it's off a principle. Now I want the whole thing. Before, if you would have said, oh, I went and got this deal. Yes, your name was tied to it. I'm going to give you X amount. It would have been different. But now, you don't took the whole thing. So it's like, I'm just suing you for all of it. think the whole 300,000 was for Trina, no. But I do think that it was a percentage was for her. And while he's up here lying and carrying on and acting like, Trina got all her money and everybody got paid and going on, Trick comes back from backstage. And Trick is going off because, Trina is like his little sister. And you're not about to get up there and lie on that stage about her. And you're not about to try to play her in these people's face. And he was like, boy, I'll break your fucking jaw as soon as I get a chance. And Julian's sitting there all calm because, security is there. Everybody's attitude is always different when security's around. And he calms down, and Trick finally just explains to him, listen, you was selling my mixtapes overseas, and you was doing all this stuff without my consent, and so on and so forth. He was like, you can't take our music and do stuff or release music on our behalf and not pay the people or get the clearances that are required, and then say, oh, this is Trick's music, this is Trina music, because they're going to come back and they're going to sue us, the artist, not you, the manager. They're going to sue us because we're the name, we're the money, we're the face. And they was like, that's just a little one-on-one in this music industry. They going to go after the big fish because that's what people do. They going to go after the money. And he was like, so that's the problem we have with you. You doing all this stuff, making these moves and releasing music and just doing stuff, but you getting all the money and you not doing it the right way. Like, come on. And he was like, but if you're such a great guy and you haven't done anything wrong to anybody out here, why is nobody on the stage speaking up for you? Why is nobody on the stage defending you? And the audience clapped. And so Claudia Joy Jordan is the host. And she said, well, Amada, do you have anything to say? Like, do you want to defend him? And she was just like, I mean, Julian, we've had our ups and our downs. And, when it came to business, it was just really crazy. Other words, she don't have nothing good to say either because she know what they saying is true. He don't messed up some stuff. Like, he's shady. So they move on. Prima Donna, she was being real extra. Like, with the whole thing with MJ and Amada, she was being real loud and extra. When Trick was out there arguing with Julian, she come out here talking something. I'm out here with my pin curls and my Chanel slippers on. Y'all ain't about to be having me caught out here, but you ain't gonna be talking to my brother Trick like that. Girl, go on back to the back, bitch, get your hair done, because ain't nobody talking to you. This ain't got nothing to do with you. So they finally bring her out for her actual segment because, it's time for you to talk. And Jocelyn was not there. They played us this whole season about Jocelyn. They had her in the lineup like she was going to be a main cast member, and she was not. Jocelyn was on maybe 2.5 episodes, and that was in the very beginning. First of all, she went on the first episode. The very first episode, she wasn't even there. Then she was on like the second, third, and a half, and then we didn't see her no more. Now, they addressed the whole situation with Jocelyn, and she getting up there giving her grand speeches, talking about she's, this successful woman. I have this, I have that. I made all this money. I have $1 billion business. This is what I do. Jocelyn wish she had what I had. She wish she was me. Look at me. She's standing up. Look at this waist. Look at this. Look at that. And I was like, okay. She was like, Jocelyn has an evil spirit in her and she could never get rid of that. Everything that was wrong with me, I was something that I could change, I could fix. But what she got wrong with her, she could never fix. Okay. Evilness within you, like you're just an evil, nasty person. Yeah, that's something that is going to take a lot of work and a lot of prayer and holy oil to get rid of. Yes. You can fix your waist. You can fix your face. You can fix things on the outside. You can lose weight, so on and so forth. You can get money and buy nice clothes and so on and so forth. You can get your hair done, your nails done. You can get lashes and all that other stuff. You can get your teeth fixed. Yes. But you can't buy a personality. You cannot buy a better attitude. You cannot buy, a genuine spirit. You can't buy any of that. That's just something that you have to have within you. That's, you have to develop that. So Prima Donna addressed the whole, they always come at me about my weight. That's the only thing people can ever say. Oh, you fat. They always make the fat jokes. And she was like, but people be in her DMs that say, well, if they think that you're fat, like, what does that make me? And she was like, that really hurt her because she likes to represent for those people that are, plus size and the bigger women. And, she wants them to feel bigger, not bigger, sorry, feel better. And when she got to talking about that, I related to her on that. Because it was like, okay, that's what I wanted to see from Prima Donna. I didn't want to see all the rah, rah, rah that I kept seeing the whole season. I wanted her to come down here and talk about her business and being a role model and being a boss in a good way. Not, I'm a rich bitch boss. Like, I built my business up from the ground up. So can you. Now, the ending of this. Trina ended this episode with a bang. So they saved the Nikki natural situation for the end. When I first was watching this, I had walked in to my room and it was on, and I walked in on this part and I was like, what's happening on this reunion? So yeah. So they bring Nikki out with her velvet dress on and her side ponies, her side braided pony and her braces, looking like brace face. And they play the clips. They got to recap the season and whatnot. And so Trina, just let have God on her, and she was just like, you came out here and you thought that you was that bitch because what? Trick co-signed for you? She was like, I will never let a bitch beneath me get at me or get to me. She was like, Trick has only co-signed one person in life, one female, and that's the baddest bitch, and that's me. There'll never be another one. She was like, these three women, referring to Sukiana, Hood Brat, and Chameleon. She said, these girls actually do have talent. They actually have music that I've heard of. She was like, nobody's ever heard of you. No one's ever heard music from you. And so they asked Trick, well, how do you feel, knowing that you co-signed for this girl, Nikki Natural, and it went wrong? And he was just like, Trick sitting over there like, I plead the fifth. Trina said he couldn't hear nothing because the dick was in her mouth. And I'm just like, Trina is hot. She is mad because she was like, the thing is, Trina's like, I'm not disrespectful to nobody. I don't disrespect people. I have the utmost respect for you until you come for me. And that's what that girl did. She was like, you came into my, audition on this high horse like you had made it, and nobody's ever heard of you. No one's heard your music. You hadn't been out here working hard. And then when I told you to get up there and do your thing, you had an attitude because of how I was talking to you. You act like somebody was coming for you or coming down on you, and I wasn't. I was just telling you to get up there and show me what you had, and you didn't want to do that. And it was because what? Because you was dating Trick? Like, you think that Trick gonna get you somewhere? Like, no, baby, you still had to work. Even though Trick co-signed, Trina still had to work. It didn't change her work ethic, and that's her whole point. You don't have no work ethic. She said, you over here sleeping with old-ass men to take care of your kids. Trina read her up, down, left, right, hooked on phonics. The girl had nothing to give back. She had nothing to say. All she could say was, "You ugly, you ugly, you ugly." And we know that that's not true. We know Trina not ugly. So it was like, girl, I'm gonna need you to learn to read better. This is the thing. If you can't give it out, like if you can't dish it, you just should not come for people. And Trick said this is the thing. Everybody knows when it comes to him, he will always say it. He will always stand for Trina. And he was like, Trina knows so many people in this industry. You do not come for Trina because of her connections. And he was like, she was just wrong. Like, she just went the wrong way. She made the wrong move. So they don't pull the little girl to the back and there with Kendall and was like, listen. Kendall was like, don't bring her back here. Now, Kendall was welcoming everybody to the back. Until her. He was like, I don't want that heat. I don't want that smoke back here. Keep her up there or put her in another room. Put her in another corner. I don't want her back here. But they put her back there anyway. And she was still over there running her mouth. So at that point, Trina said, where is Kendall at? Because I'm going to go over here and I'm about to have to fuck this bitch up, basically. Like, I'm about to knock her out. She don't got up. She said, Joy, Bobby, let's go. Show is over. We leaving. They walk off stage. Now, this is where they get messy in the back. Now, she leaving out. Somebody was like, that's the room she in. That's like when you out with your friends and be like, girl, I know where she at. She over there. She banging on the door. Let me in. I know that girl's eyes was in that big like. Because she was banging on that door like, I'm going to break this door down. And we know Joy right behind her ready to fight. Because Joy was ready to fight before when they was at that boot camp. So she know that Joy's behind her. And she know that them other three is not far behind on that stage. And all they need to hear is the word. And they going to come and run. It's going to be round 2. Actually, round 3 on that ass. So, yeah, I am excited about seeing what this second part of the reunion is going to be. I know it's going to finish up with, you know, where we left off today. So the energy's going to still be hot. And then we're probably going to do a little back down. So, yeah, I was here for that. Like, Trina turned up. And I was happy to see her turn up because, I mean, you know, you can't take but so much for so long. So, until the next videos, I want to thank you all. Everybody continue to stay safe. Practice distancing. Continue to watch plenty of YouTube because, you know, we're in the house. So, later.